Hello, Cortland Crush baseball fans, and welcome back to Crush Conversations. This is episode 4 of the podcast series. I am your host, Steve Durr, for this week, and alongside me, I have Treasurer and Director of Concessions, Anna McConnell, and Officer and Associate Director of Concession and Team Meals, Jen DeHart. Ladies, how are we doing today?
Good. We're doing good. Thank you. How about you?
I'm doing well. How is everything managing during these quarantine times, during the coronavirus?
Well, you can start by telling them exactly where we're at right now.
Well, my husband and I bought the family business, and we have a produce store. It's a little country store, so we're considered essential. And since this all started, we have been extremely busy. This is normally our slow season, where like 150 customers is a busy day. And right now we're 250, 350, almost 400 customers every day. So we are actually in our busy season right now, and it's not even technically our busy season. So we have been very busy. Not much has changed for us except the fact that we have actually been much busier than we normally, and we've started a curbside pickup thing for our business. So that has really grown us leaps and bounds right now. So it's just, we're sometimes we feel like we're just keeping our heads above water because it's so busy. And actually at this time of year, we run on a skeleton crew, and everyone who's available is working way more than they want to, because, you know, a lot of our kids are staff, are high school kids and college kids, and they still have that going on. So, you know, they're working 20, 30, we have one girl working almost 40 hours a week, and they're all high school and college kids. So they're juggling a lot right now. So that's where we're at.
And it's people like you that are really essential during these times of the pandemic. So I personally want to thank you for all you are doing so far. And it leads me to my next question. Can you guys go more into depth about the Doghouse and what it provides to Cortland Crush?
Okay, so I'll start by answering that the Cortland Crush Doghouse is something that kind of fell into our lap 4 seasons ago. We were able to purchase the concessions trailer from a gentleman who provided the concession service for us the prior year at the ball field. And he told us he wasn't going to be able to continue. He was considering selling. So we jumped right on it, bought it, turned it into the Cortland Crush Doghouse. Dog meaning that we specialize in hot dogs, because everybody loves their hot dog at the ballpark. But it isn't just any hot dog. We decided to center all the items that we sell on Central New York items. So our hot dogs and our conies are made by Hoffman Hot Dog Company, which is from Syracuse, New York. The sausage sandwiches that we sell are sweet Italian sausage, and that's also Central New York company, Gianelli Sausage. When we go into the potatoes, we don't do French fries, but we do something very unique, which is called salt potatoes. And that is totally a Syracuse, New York thing. So I don't know if we have time in the podcast to tell you what they're all about, but we offer them in a variety of ways. And when we explain to the folks, you know, the background of why we choose what we do for the menu, they love it. Because, you know, all of these families that have children from all around the United States, they don't know Central New York. So we're trying to give them a flavor of Central New York when they visit the Doghouse.
I think that's very interesting and very cool to provide that Central New York feeling to these new people traveling to Cortland. And I actually was going to ask you to go into detail about these salt potatoes, because I personally have never heard of the salt potato. I am from Westchester County, so I would like to hear about these.
Go for it, Jen. Your husband's the one that taught me where a salt potato came from.
So in Syracuse, they're known as the Salt City, and way back when they would harvest salt. In actuality, a salt potato is basically a potato that's cooked in brine, because when you add a lot of salt to a water, it becomes a briny water. So they would cook the potatoes, little bee-sized potatoes. We're not talking big, huge potatoes. It's little potatoes that most people would think, I don't know what I'm doing with this. They boil it in salty water, and then they would take it cold into the mines, and that would be their lunch. And it was preserved because of the salt crust that was on the outside of it. And, you know, they would eat them cold. And it would also provide them the salt that they needed after working in the mines and sweating and all of that. So it was a dual purpose. It would feed them. It was preserved from the salt, so they didn't have to worry about it going bad while they were working. And then they were also getting the minerals from the salt and stuff that their body needed as they were working. So they're pretty tasty. I like to eat them hot, cold,
with a lot of
melted hot butter. It's like the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get the chance to try them this summer. I want to, of course, expand my taste buds. I think this would be a perfect opportunity to do so. So I want to lead into the summer and the importance of your relationship with the Crush players and staff. How important is that relationship with you?
I know that Jen has a really good long answer. My short answer is simply that we embrace well, let's think about this. Before those players and our staff and our coaches ever arrive in early June, we have already established a long distance relationship. You know, my husband, Bill, is very strong on communication. And so we already know them just by name and, you know, let's see, their strengths, you know, as far as what they bring to the team, et cetera. But when we finally have, you know, flesh, you know, skin, you know, before us, you know, that we're all one big group, all the people are present. It's a huge realization that we aren't just a team, we actually are a family. And so that feeling of family, you know, we embrace these children. Well, I call them children because they're somebody's children, but these young people, and their parents are thrilled that is exactly how we embrace the situation, because, you know, they're leaving their kids with us for the summer. Mm-hmm. They want to make sure they're being left in good, loving hands. So that's my answer, but Jen has a very unique perspective as well.
I see them, my wheelhouse is college kids. I really enjoy being around college kids, and part of that's because I'm a mom. And, you know, most of these guys and the staff, any of the girls too, have been away from their homes since January, if they got to go home for Christmas. So they're coming very often straight from college right to us, and they're not getting a chance to go home, be with mom and dad or anything. So I kind of make it my personal mission to kind of be mom to them and make sure that they are getting good, healthy meals and treat them like their family, like they're one of my own. You know, I have no problem telling them, hey, you haven't eaten all day, eat this, you know, because I want to make sure that, you know, a good, healthy diet means success for the Crush too. And, you know, we want that. But my concern is to make sure that they are mentally and physically healthy. So that's my thought, why I take such good care of them.
To piggyback on Jen's answer though, because you asked specifically about the doghouse, Jen also wears a second hat when it comes to food and the Cortland Crush. And that is the fact that she is the one who plans all of the menus, all the hot meal menus and even the cold menus when they're away, for the players. And let me tell you, they are spoiled rotten. By the end of the season, these players are saying they've eaten better than they have all year after, you know, being with us for the summer.
Then what's your favorite thing to cook for the players? What's been your favorite meal so far?
Your favorite to cook.
I don't know. There's a lot of, I like to cook a lot of different things. My favorite thing to probably cook for them is, there's probably 3 that rank right up there. Mac and cheese that I make here at the store. I have like 6 or 7 different types of mac and cheese that I make. And they get to taste a couple of them through the summer. And then lasagna and my chicken sausage riggies. Those are my favorite things to make, and they are all pretty happy when they eat them.
It's all about the players' happiness at the end of the day, isn't it?
That's right.
Yep.
I'm going to have to try the mac and cheese. I'm a big mac and cheese person. My grandmother actually makes wonderful mac and cheese, so I'm going to have to compare your mac and cheese to hers and maybe come
I won't be offended if you like hers better. She is your grandmother.
One of our players a few seasons ago, Joey Asenza, used to say that the Crush, this was his little key, was we eat like kings.
Yes. You eat even on the trips, on the travel meals, those are usually wraps, but there's one wrap that all of those guys fell in love with, and that was my pot roast wrap. Whatever, it really is very good, and they're all still talking about it. So yep.
So you touched base about players from the past. So I'm wondering, for both of you, what is your favorite memory with the Cortland Crush?
Okay, so I told Jen when I looked at these questions that you sent a little sampling of what questions you might be asked. So I thought, gosh, I don't know if I have a favorite memory, but I do know that every single season there are two events that hold a very special place in my heart, and it's always the very first gathering in early June, where the first meeting where the players report, the coaches report, all of the staff, and all of us get to introduce ourselves to each other and to discuss the season ahead. I love it because, like I said before, it's seeing all these people that were just names on a roster. We're all here in one place together now. We're one team, and we have a lot to do in a short period of time. And then my second event each season that is even better than that one is the final awards dinner that we have after our final home game. We not only celebrate the season, but we take it as a notch further. Bill is very special about singling out the strengths of the players, and different awards are offered to the different players and staff. And we all realize, how incredibly close and the huge bond that has been built amongst all of us. You see these kids get really emotional, on that particular day. So that's proof of the pudding that, we did what we set out to do, which is to create a family atmosphere that they won't ever forget the experience. It's that kind of thing.
Yep. And I don't really have a favorite memory, but I have some favorite times. One of my favorites is when I get to feed the guys and they get those great big grins on their faces because they're really enjoying what I've made them. That doesn't, to me, I'm not patting myself on the back that I did a good job. I did a good job because I made them happy, and to see them happy makes me happy. So that is one of the things that I enjoy. And there's always every year one, maybe two of the players that I always connect with that just we seem to be on the same page a lot of times. And so we kind of form a special bond. So I'm always excited every year to meet the new group and see which one or two is going to be my buddy for the season, and I always try to hook them up with the extra special stuff,
Well, that's what Coach McConnell really emphasized to me when talking about the Cortland Crush, is that family-like atmosphere. And I can already see with both of you how much it really means to be a part of this Cortland Crush family.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep.
So I want to wrap up this podcast with a little fun segment. I did this 2 weeks ago. Just some rapid fire questions. You got to go with the first thing that comes with your mind. And here we go. You ready? Apples or oranges?
Apples.
Apples.
I like that. I'm an apple.
Why are you hesitant?
Because I don't really eat either, but apples.
Hey, we live in central New York. This is apple country.
Yeah, apples.
I forgot to mention I critique your answers also. So I like both of those answers. So we're off to a good start.
Okay.
Yankees or Mets?
Say it again.
Yankees or Mets?
Oh, Yankees.
There you go. Who knows? I like this. Orange or purple?
Purple.
You lost me there.
You do know orange and purple are the two colors of the Crush.
Yes, that's why it was a question I prepared for this. And that's why I'm wearing the orange one today. As you can know, big Syracuse basketball fan, there comes the orange, of course.
Yep, there you go.
Home run or strikeout?
Home run.
Double play or diving play?
Diving.
Okay. Knicks or Nets?
Oh shoot, he's gonna get me there because I don't follow
I
either.
don't like either one. I don't even watch basketball.
Me either.
I like college ball,
I'm
not
sorry.
pro ball.
I'm college ball also. I'm very big on college basketball. So we can skip that question if you would like.
Thank you.
Tomato or tomato?
Tomato.
Okay, that's good. I never really understood the whole tomato
Yeah.
thing. Fruits or vegetables?
Vegetables.
Lasagna or baked
Lasagna.
That was fast.
Lasagna is a passion of mine. I will eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner if I could.
Oh geez.
I love lasagna, especially if it's my lasagna.
This is her answer. I'm gonna not say anything.
And what is your answer?
You didn't even hear the second part of the question.
Big ziti was the second part. Lasagna or big ziti?
No, lasagna. Definitely lasagna then.
I'm gonna go with Big ZD here, but lasagna can
Yeah,
always.
well, you wait until you have my lasagna. That'll blow my mind.
I'm really excited to have lasagna. Can we get to June, please? Okay, bacon or sausage?
Bacon.
I'm a sausage person, but
Hey, you and I are
like
very
bacon.
I know
similar.
we are.
Hamburger or hot dog?
Hamburger.
And you specialize in hot dogs, yet you say hamburger. Why
I
not?
know that's the one thing
Yeah.
we wish we could do. We just can't right now. We're hoping to get a larger concession trailer in the future because we're limited in the space that we have right now. And once we do that, we will be able to serve hamburgers and French fries and a bunch of other yummies that we can't do right now because of lack of space.
I love hot dogs. I mean, I'll take a hot dog, but if I have my choice between a hot dog and beef, I'm gonna choose beef every time.
Same with me. Same with me. So I
Same
like
here.
these answers
Yep.
here. Okay, now the really important question: what is your go-to quarantine snack?
My go-to quarantine snack?
What have you been snacking on more than you normally have during this time in quarantine?
Oh, gosh. You know what? I have to say, I'm trying to be really good.
I haven't really.
So-
We don't have time to snack.
Yeah,
I'm
I
lucky
have,
if I get to eat a meal.
yeah, if I cheat, actually, I do cheat every now and then, and it's the brownies. My husband has to have brownies in the house, so I bake them for him, but I always go in there and just cut little corners throughout the day. And at the end of the day, I've had a brownie, so yeah, guilt-free.
When I'm trying to be good, my go-to is cheese.
So, final question, and I have a feeling I'll know your answer.
Okay,
Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Mine was Coke,
Do you know
actually.
about Bill and his Pepsi?
Yes, I do know about Coach McConnell's Pepsi.
Okay.
So I'm a Pepsi person for the sake of the Cortland Crush.
Okay.
So that will
We
wrap.
do carry Pepsi in the doghouse.
That's perfect. That must be amazing for your husband.
Yes. Absolutely.
So that will wrap up this week's episode of Crush Conversation. Make sure to tune in next week for episode 5 with Jesse Morrison. I'm Steve Durr, and enjoy the rest of your week.